It's going to be epic.
This is Elvis, the ultimate fan channel, the global Elvis community fan channel.
She speaks the truth, and if you don't believe her, wait for the worldwide shout-out. Hello everybody, thanks for joining me. Welcome to Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel. As always, you are very, very welcome. Hello Duncan, hello Vincenzo, Helen, Doreen, hello everybody. I won't go through everybody, but those are just a couple of names that I saw. So where are we? The worldwide shout out. Yes, the young lady at the beginning of the show always tells you that it is welcome to the global Elvis community channel. And I am going to say, hello, Philippines. You are very, very welcome. And you are getting this week's worldwide shout out. Yes, we do have viewers from the Philippines. And what I need you to do is, if you are watching this, especially if you're watching it on playback, just leave a comment in the comment section below the video where you're watching from. And you could well be in with a shout out next week. Of course, if it's the United States, then tell me which state you're watching from, and I could well shout out your state. But wherever you're watching from. Last week it was Denmark. I think the week before it was New Zealand. So I do get about. I do get about, and Elvis gets around. It's not me really. It's so, and Mrs. EAP is saying hi to the Philippines. So very, very good. Now, where are we? My screen seems to have done something very strange here. Let's have a look. There it is. Now, what have we got? Well, the topic, Baz continues to tease. Big week in the Elvis world. I don't need to tell you what happened on Wednesday and Thursday of last week, but I'm going to. And unless you are living under a rock as an Elvis fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is, of course, epic. Elvis Presley in concert. EP, little I, big C. Epic. Okay? And we will be touching on that. It would be remiss of me not to cover it. So I know a lot of other channels have covered it, obviously. But you're going to get my take on it, and I'm also going to invite you to give me your opinions on what's happened so far with Epic. Always love to hear from you. Always love to speak to you on the phones. And, of course, yeah, it's all good. Don't get me wrong, there will be a little bit of criticism from me, but it's only friendly criticism. It is all good. We do appreciate what you're doing, Baz. Okay, so we've covered the topic. We've also got This Day in Elvis History. We've also got a live poll, which will tie in with the topic. Dylan's Elvis Tale. Underrated Elvis song. A song I wish Elvis had recorded. Caption the photo. It's a funny one. It's a very funny one. Smoking hot photo, of course.
Oh, he's so hot.
Mm-hmm. You will definitely be saying that when you see this this photo. You can call me free on WhatsApp. The number is actually on the screen there. So if you you are a user of WhatsApp, you can ring me on WhatsApp and Messenger. And also Discord. You can get in the queue on the Discord channel now, actually. I see there's a few people waiting already. If you're not and you don't know how to do it, well, there's a link below, an invite link below me. Click on that and that'll take you to our Discord server. Before we go any further, though, we do have to do one of these.
Hidden Elvis. Clue number 1.
Clue number 1 of Hidden Elvis. If you haven't seen this before, I'll just give you a quick rundown of what happens. There's 4 clues throughout the show. And I think last week it was Vester Presley was the Hidden Elvis. I'll give you 4 clues. throughout the show, and then you have to try and deduce what the hidden Elvis is. So it could be a member of Elvis's family, it could be a movie, it could be a home, it could be a concert, it could be a girlfriend. You get what I mean. So, but all I'm going to say is don't write the answer in the chat until I ask you near the end, because it's all good fun, and we actually do want to get all 4 clues before we give the answer away. So even if you sort of deduce it after the first or the second one, hold on, and then I'll invite you to type it in the live section after the 4th clue. And hidden Elvis clue number 1 is 1946. You probably won't get it from that, because that could be a host of things yet, but just keep that in mind. 1946. And of course, we're going to do the quiz. And as I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, from this month just gone, May, I will be selecting May's winner from using a Wheel of Fortune, as I call it. So I put everybody's name that was the first correct answer throughout the month on this wheel. I spin the wheel on the live show. I'll do it next week for May. And that is how the winner is picked. Of course, the more you get right, the less number of people get onto the wheel. And so you stand more chance of being picked by the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, there you go. We're changing it, how we pick the winner. And this week it's Elvis movie quiz, and I see coughing Chris, still coughing, but keep on top of it. Thanks. Chris is helping me. Thanks very kindly. Chris is helping me mod, and I've given Dave the day off. Arkansas Dave, he's not moderating. It's just me and Chris this week. So, Purple Green says hello to our special mod, Chris. Yes, thanks, Chris, for doing it. I know you're suffering at the moment. Actually, talking of suffering, anybody in the UK and Ireland suffering very, very badly this past week on allergies? I have been absolutely. I mean, I suffer with pollen and hay fever anyway, but this past week has been really, really bad. And I was just wondering whether anybody else in UK and Ireland has been suffering really, really bad with hay fever. I know it's almost at an all-time high over here at the moment. So nose, throat, mouth, eyes, ears, coughing and everything. I've been okay, actually. I normally get hay fever, but I'm okay this year so far. You lucky person. Maybe it's just me. Nobody else then in the chat saying, my breathing has been terrible because of rapeseed. They're harvesting it now. Oh, right. Mike says, I'm dealing with a sinus infection in America. Oh, well, that doesn't count. It's grass and tree pollen, Steve. It can affect the horses. Oh, didn't know that. Didn't know that, Jill. That's very interesting. I have a colleague where he has been really bad with hay fever since March. Wow. Yeah, March. Yeah, it can. Yeah. Anyway, you don't want to hear about my problems. So, but if I start sneezing, you'll know why. Right. Oh, yeah, here we go. Shall we pick the pen for writing out the names? We've got this one, which is his pen in mine, or his hand in mine. Okay. We've got the 68 special. We've got, that looks like actually 57. Actually, that looks like Jailhouse Rock. And 1956, a very young Elvis, 1956. So which one do you want? His pen in mine, Steve, says Vincenzo. His hand in mine, says Mrs. EAP. 68 special, 2 for each so far. 68 special. Okay, I've seen 3 for the 68 special, so I'm going to go for the 68 special if that's okay. We can always pick another one next week. So this is the one, the 1968 special with the one that still looks like from the part where he's doing the Baby What You Want Me to Do, when he's doing the stand-up and they have a breakdown. So to fill in, he does a quick jam playing the electric guitar, Baby What You Want Me to Do. Sue says 68 special as well, so that's what we picked for this week. Okay, so here we go. Any pen, Steve, all Elvis picks. Exactly, I agree. Now, this is the way it works. They are Elvis movie quiz questions, and the very, very first one is, what was the running time for the movie? And this is a multiple choice question, so I'll give you 3 options to make it a little bit easier for you. What was the running time of It Happened at the World's Fair? Was it 93 minutes, 98 minutes, or 105 minutes? Now, what do you think? 93, 98, or 105? Dylan says B, which is 98. Vicky Hillbilly Girl, 58. Hello, Vicky Hillbilly Girl, says 105. Manfred Baumer says 105. Duncan says 105. There's a few. Michael says 105. 98s, 93s. I got you there because I see all 3 options. Ruth Daniel says 105. Edwidge. Yeah, it was Vicky because it was 105 minutes. Vicky Hillbilly Girl, 58. I don't know whether that'll fit on the wheel next month. Oh, and I've got a new quiz jingle for you. And ladies, Elvis has got something to say to you.
You're argumentative, mulish, uncooperative, and unbelievable.
Do you want to hear that again? Ladies?
You're argumentative, mulish, uncooperative, and unbelievable.
Okay. And a bonus point for anybody that can tell me what movie that's from. Because you're mulish. I like that word. That's a new... yes, Michael Riker says Speedway. Yeah, that's near the end when he props Nancy up. Sit down. Sit still. It's in the in the cafeteria or something, isn't it? Speedway. Yes. So there you go. Scott. Hey everybody. Hi Scott. So. Well done to Vicky. It was 105 minutes long, and very quick one. This you'll have to be. It'll just be really who types the fastest, really. I think on this one, because what was Elvis's character's name in Paradise Hawaiian Style? That's the next question. Yeah. I need the full name. Helen Ludlow says Rick Richards. Michael Riker says Rick Richards. Yeah. I know some people are just putting Rick. I should have said I needed the first and the second name. So, Dylan says Rick, not Mick. Let's see. Who was the first person to say Rick Richards? Was it? I see Helen Ludlow. Yes, Helen Ludlow. So, well done. And Helen, Elvis has got something to say to you.
You're argumentative, mulish, uncooperative, and unbelievable.
Yes. So, I'm not sure if you're all 3 of those, Helen, but if Elvis was saying that to you and he was like that, wasn't he, away from Nancy, I'm sure you wouldn't care. Alrighty. Now, this is I thought of this during the week. Some movies had taglines on the posters. So which movie's tagline was "With his foot on the gas and no brakes on the fun"? With his foot on the gas and no brakes on the fun. Speedway, spin out, speedway. Wow, look at all those spin outs and speedways. It's got to be one or the other, hasn't it? That's for sure. Oh, it could have been clam bake. Yes, Helen, could have been clam bake. Yeah. Paul Gansky says spin out. Hi, Paul. Dylan says it's one of the car ones. Yes. Well, it was Spin Out, and it was Mr. Brent. from Elvis Nation. So well done, Brent. Brent, I'm not too sure how you feel about Elvis saying this to you, but he's going to say it to you anyway.
You're argumentative, mulish, uncooperative, and unbelievable.
Well, Brent, you're certainly unbelievable. That's for sure. You really are. Mr. Arnold was quick on the button. Right. Okay. Number 4. What was the working title of Elvis on tour? Now, what do you think of that? What was the working title of Elvis on tour? Manfred, Brian, Juliana. Hi, Juliana. Ruth Daniel. Yeah, a lot of people. Mike M says sold out. Good one. Yeah. Dylan was very quick there, actually. A lot of people got it correct, but Dylan did get in there very, very fast. It was standing room only, actually. And they were also going to do an album called Standing Room Only. But apparently, and I'm not too sure, a over current or an over voltage or something on the third evening of RCA recording the concerts, banjaxed, or that's a very Irish word, but it completely ruined the recording console, so they had to give up. The only thing is you'd thought with RCA they could have just replaced it with another one, so not having to scrap the whole album. Strange. Anyway, Dylan, you're going to be told off now.
You're argumentative, mulish, uncooperative, and unbelievable.
Yeah. Sorry about that, folks. A 72 Vegas film would have been fantastic. Yes, you're quite correct, Dylan. It would have been. Now, here we go with taglines again. Which movie tagline was Elvis is kissing cousins again? There you are. What do you think of that? Elvis is kissing cousins again. Helen says double trouble. Vincenzo says kissing cousins. Double trouble, double trouble. Okay. A lot of people saying double trouble. Is it double trouble? Is it kissing cousins? Well, the clue there is again. So it's not kissing cousins. I'll give you a clue. It jinxed it, Steve. Okay. I don't think anybody has actually given me this title yet. Girl Happy, says Duncan Campbell. Juliana says Stay Away Joe. Banjo Paul says Stay Away Joe. Right. Well, we're going to have to say that Juliana got in there just before you, Banjo. And it is, believe it or not, Stay Away Joe. Yeah. Juliana says, I'm just throwing stones at this point. Yeah. Well, the stone hit the target. So Juliana says, wait, I got it. Yes, you did, Juliana. Yes. Well done. And stand by, because Elvis is going to tell you off.
You're argumentative, mulish, uncooperative, and unbelievable.
There you are. You've been told off by Elvis. And we're going to do one more tagline, and there is a clue in the tagline. Which movie tagline was Watch Elvis click with all the chicks? I'm not sure whether that would be allowed these days, but which movie tagline was Watch Elvis click with all the chicks? Now, and there is a clue in there. Girl Happy. Helen Ludlow says live a little, love a little. Easy come, easy go, says Beanie. Hi, Doreen. Girls, girls, girls. Girls, 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 says Helen. Clam bake. Yeah, I think all the clicks was the clue. Yes, you're right, Dylan, it was. Paul says live a little, love a little. Charo. No. I think you're joking there, Brent. I think you're joking. Yeah. Well, the clue is Click. He was a photographer in Live a Little, Love a Little. So I missed actually who got it first. It was Helen, by the looks of it. Which Helen? Was it Helen? Because there's two Helens, isn't it? There's Helen Ludlow and Helen Murray. It was Helen Ludlow, by the looks of it. Yes. Thanks, Chris. Yeah. Prepare to be the last one told off this week, Helen.
You're argumentative, mulish, uncooperative, and unbelievable.
That's my new word now for anybody that's argumentative or uncooperative. And it's what's wrong with my mic? Is it making a funny noise? I think it is. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Mulish, definitely. I'm going to put the 68 special pen away and see if I can stop that noise. Anybody else hearing that hissing noise? No worries, Steve. I didn't realize there were two Helens. Right. So, topic. Now, the topic is, of course, how much could we not talk about this? No, Steve. Oh, that's good. Mulish for the win. Great. All right. It must be my earphones then if you can't hear a noise. Right. Okay. Steve, it's all right if I tell an Elvis tale tonight. I don't know. It depends. Not too long, obviously. Vincenzo, because we've obviously got a tale from Dylan as well coming up. Now, the topic, of course, Baz teases more footage. It all went off big time this week, of course. First, we had Baz posting on his Instagram page a reference to our Elvis friend Ed from the King's Court YouTube channel. Well done, Ed, by the way. Brilliant for Daz giving you a name check and everything. Baz posted on his Instagram, Ed, there is a lot of misinformation out there, but for you and the fans, some epic news tomorrow. This was on Wednesday, I believe. By the way, Baz, if you're watching, I don't think you are, but you know what I mean. Do me a favor and grant this channel from Ireland an interview. I'd love to speak with you, and I know for a fact that the Elvis fans on this channel would love to hear from you. So if you are watching, or if anybody that's watching that knows Baz, I'd love to have a wee word with you. Lo and behold, the next day, Baz posted a very brief, I think it's about 15 seconds, I guess, a reel of Elvis from That's the Way It Is. I won't play it here because I'm pretty sure you've seen it now. If not, just search Baz Elvis Epic on the net. What we see is Elvis on stage at the International Hotel singing Polk Salad Annie. And the action also cuts to rehearsal footage of him rehearsing the song at MGM Culver City in July 1970. And also footage of him on stage, again in rehearsal, wearing the bright red shirt. Now, it's crystal clear, but we have seen this footage before, so it's a little confusing as to why this has been used as a tease. Don't get me wrong, I love it, Baz. I think you're doing great work. I really do. But it's just, I did expect something a little bit different, I must admit. Along with the footage, we saw these posters. Yes. Well, first of all, we saw this. Wow. You know, that's Baz. You can clearly see that is Baz in front of a huge projection screen. Okay. And then they've dropped in the epic afterwards. Elvis, P. Presley in concert. Epic. Okay. And obviously that is a still of Elvis from Elvis on tour. So last week I was a little bit worried that we weren't getting any Elvis on tour footage It looks like now Baz is not going to let us down, and I'm going to tell you it looks like what we're going to be getting in a second. So this was the other one as well. And whereas this is sort of more of just a shot that he's sort of, somebody's taken a photograph of and then dropped that in. This looks like to be the official poster. And that is some poster, isn't it? I just love that. Somebody else earlier on said, even though it only shows half of Elvis's face, but that keeps the mystery going even longer. Now that is Elvis 69. Oh my goodness. Does that mean that Baz has got some 69 footage as well? Can you imagine? July, August 1969 footage. Did anybody think of that? Or has he just used that because it's a beautiful shot? You can never get enough of Elvis 69 photographs anyway. But is that a little clue from Baz that he's got some 69 footage? Scott Carpenter, jaw drop, thud. 1969 footage would change the Elvis world as we know it, as far as I'm concerned. Yes, it would. I wait impatiently the release, hope too that 1969. Love the poster too and hope there's footage from 1969. Yeah. Nobody's really addressed that, or even Baz hasn't gone anywhere near that. But Baz hasn't mentioned 1969. But to use it on a poster, what do you think? Right, so let's have a look. Baz told us that I've teased it just a little, and you've definitely seen the hints. Now it's time to say it out loud. Elvis Presley in concert. See and hear him tell his story like never before. Later today, I'll be discussing all things epic at the Sony Music Vision Content Showcase. And don't worry, I'll try to swipe a few frames to share with you all on the feed. Then later we got this. What an experience last night at the Sony Music Vision Content Showcase, starting with a wonderful sneak of the Barbra Streisand project by Frank Marshall and Dazzling Lisa documentary by Sue Kim. But of course, the one and only Elvis closing out the show to rapturous applause. Epic rocked the house. I thought I'd share with you all what I said last night. Now, all this is great news, but something struck me when I read a comment from one of our members on the Discord channel. Susan said, the funny thing is, only the Elvis world know about all this. The public out there has no clue this is in the works. If he would share more, it would get more attention. I haven't seen any entertainment media even talking about this at all. The more attention it gets, the more excitement it builds, but to leave us scraps isn't promoting it at all. So that's what some fans think. Another fan, Scott, says, okay, so that's the way it is, Elvis on tour and Hawaii 57, and some Elvis interviews. Looks like they unearthed some 8mm footage and audio recordings too. But that's confusing. But what's confusing is it said it's not a concert documentary. Then what is it? Looks like we won't be getting a complete show unless it's a bonus on the Blu-ray. Not sure how I feel about this. And Baz concludes with this. Well, no, actually, let's look to see what Baz said about the Sony. During the making of Elvis, we went on a search for rumoured unseen footage from the iconic 1970s concert film Elvis. That's the way it is, and Elvis on tour. My initial thought was that we may be able to restore the unused footage if we could find it and use it in our Elvis feature starring Austin Butler. I had researchers going to the Warner Brothers film vaults buried in underground salt mines, and to the astonishment of us all, we uncovered 68 boxes of film negative as well as unseen 8mm footage. It has taken 2 years to restore the footage, to a quality that has never been projected at previously, while the team had to meticulously claw back sound from the many unconventional sources that were unearthed. One of the great finds has been the unheard recordings of Elvis talking about his life and his music. It was this that gave the inspiration for the epic Elvis Presley in Concert, which is not specifically a documentary nor a concert film. Elvis takes the audience through the journey of his life, weaving never-before-seen footage with iconic performances that have never been presented in this way, from the 1970 Vegas show, on tour in 1972, and even precious moments from the 1957 Gold Jacket performance in Hawaii. Most importantly, Elvis will sing and tell you about his life in first person through both classic and contemporary musical prisms. So, that's what he said. And Baz concludes with this. As the journey of creating this film continues, I seriously can't wait to share it with you all. Now, the operative word there is continues. So, I don't think it's finished yet. I think there's still more work to be done. So that leaves a big question mark. When are we going to be seeing this? Does anybody know? Has anybody got a guess when we might be seeing this? I just don't know. But as the journey of creating this film continues, they're still creating. It's not next week. It's not next month. So we have to wait a little while longer. Epic Elvis Presley in Concert is a co-production with Baz Luhrmann's company Bazmark and Authentic Studios. So what do you think? I am so thankful to Baz for what him and his team are doing for us Elvis fans. Don't get me wrong, okay? I think it's just, I am just so impatient now and so curious to see what Baz has found, that I think it might be getting the better of me. So, yeah. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. You can obviously phone me on WhatsApp. You can phone me on Messenger. You can phone free, and you can phone free on the number there if you're using WhatsApp or Messenger. And also you can get in the queue and you can use Discord as well. But before we go any further, I have got to do this. And what I've got to do is I've got to do a poll. And the poll is, it runs along with this topic about the promotion that we find ourselves in at the moment that Baz is doing. And again, no disrespect, no harm to Baz, but should Baz be doing more to promote Epic? Yes, only hardened fans know of it. No, it's not ready. He knows what to do. Or number 3, too much teasing, show us more. All right, so I'm going to start that poll now. And you'll see it on the screen now. Should Baz be doing more to promote Epic? Yes, only hardened fans know of it. No, it's not ready. He knows what he's doing. He knows what to do. Or too much teasing, show us more. All right. Elvis fans always want more. They can't get enough of Elvis, can they? So vote away. Vote away. I mean, we do know that in the Elvis world, everybody knows about Epic. But outside of the Elvis world, how many people know about Epic and what's happening and what it is? So there you have it. Next on the list to do, vote away on that, please, and we'll check back at it later, is this.
Hidden Elvis. Clue number 2.
Clue number 2, yes, is, to go with clue number 1, which was 1946, $105,000. So we've got 1946, and now we've got $105,000. I've got to get my screen sorted here because I can't see what I want to see.
It's time once again for Dylan's Elvis tale.
Are you there, young man? Ah, that's my fault. I meant to say, are you there, young man?
Oh?
Yeah. I always do that to you, and I don't know what it is. I think I've clicked on your button, and I haven't.
That's old age, that is.
Yeah, it is, without a doubt. Yes, it is. What are we going to do? Are we going to do the tale first, or are we going to do Baz?
Well, neither of them.
Oh.
Because I want to thank you personally for the advice that you gave me yesterday.
Oh, okay, that's no problem.
About what we've talked about, which is going to be in secret for now. But you know, and I know.
Yes.
Me
and Dylan have got a secret.
Yeah. I've got a secret, but I've shared it with Steve first.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. I mean, it's a pleasure, and I'll say this to anybody that wants to know. I will always be here to help out and advise any Elvis fans that want help or advice. It's just the way I am, because I know Elvis would have been the same. You know, Elvis he loved to help his fans. He loved to be here for us. So I think I should just carry that mantle on that Elvis used to carry for us all. So yeah. You're very, very welcome. If you wanted some advice.
So I'm excited about what we talk about.
So am I. Yes, looking forward to it. We'll tell the listeners more as it gets nearer, I'm sure, will we?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So what would you have voted on the poll? Should Baz be doing more to promote Epic?
Not yet.
Okay. It's not ready, so he knows what to do. Yeah. If he peaks too early, he'll just blow it.
Nah. Yeah. I mean, listen, we've all done that in our lives.
Yeah. Yeah. What I was going to say was, it leads me to believe then maybe that it's not near completion yet. If he's not willing to give as much as we're looking forward to,
I think he's taking his time because he wants to get it right.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Oh yeah, without doubt.
What I also thought about, I didn't think of it until yesterday, when it said about Elvis telling his life story through music. I thought this is going to be like a This Is Elvis type deal. And I don't mind that. That's good. But please just show some concert stuff. Please.
Yeah. I mean, it was a very, very brief thing that he showed us on Friday, wasn't it? Or was it Thursday? Thursday or Friday? Very brief. It was only 15 seconds.
It was, but I mean, what a preview it was.
Oh yeah.
It was great.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, like I say, I am so grateful to Baz for what he's doing for us. Don't get me wrong. I'm not sort of criticizing him or anything like that, but I know there is a feeling out there that maybe people think he's holding back. But there could be a good reason why he's holding back, and that's because he's nowhere near finished yet.
The only thing I'd say is hurry up, because the people that have been waiting for this for 50 years, by the time it comes out, they're all going to be dead.
I hope I've got I hope I've got a little bit longer than that. Hopefully, anyway. Fingers crossed. I
mean, this is why I'm lucky, because I've not got 50 years. I've got long.
You've got a long time ahead of you, young man. You're going to be carrying the mantle long after I've gone. Right. Okay. So, are we going to do this? Yeah, we will do the. I've got pictures as well. So, so what is the tale?
Well, first of all, I need to give credit to Bossa Nova, who's in the building, for supplying the clip for this.
Okay.
And it is about Elvis in Lake Tahoe in October of 1974. And as you can see from the pictures, he's wearing the sundial suit. And this engagement was the first time that suit was worn. And there's another picture there, which is Duke Bardwell, who is Elvis's bass player. And he is playing Elvis's acoustic. And he's singing a song. And the song is called Please Don't Bury Me. But I'm not going to tell you about it. I'm going to let Duke Bardwell sorry about it. So I guess it's over to Duke Bardwell.
Yeah. Now, I'll just tell everybody that this is a sound recording of Duke telling the tale. It is a little bit noisy to start with. In fact, you can hear somebody else talking at the same time as Duke, but after about the 30-second mark, he stops and you can hear Duke very clearly. And it runs for about 3.5 minutes. So enjoy this and...
Enjoy.
Yeah, here we go.
Hey, do you know that song that we were talking about that he pulled me out in Lake Tahoe that time that he was just out of gas and was pulling everybody out of the show to sing? Mm-hmm. And it was that John Prine song called Please Don't Bury Me. Have you ever heard that? Voice sang, and then the Stamps sang, and then the Sweets sang, and everybody doing gospel music. And then Kathy sang this huge God song. I mean, it was just this massive. They had charts on it, and they were just kicking ass on it. I've never heard her do it. It was incredible.
I was a friend of mine asked her to look something up online.
And he still wasn't ready to sing.
And I found him.
He was kind of like looking around like this.
Just by accident.
Tut said, let Bardwell sing.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
He's going, yeah, right. Joe Gershell said, no, let Bardwell sing. You know, he sings all the time. I sang all the time. I always had my acoustic guitar. Always working on songs in the room. All the parties afterwards and stuff, I was always up in there. Finding these crazy songs for him, always singing and things like that. And he said, right now, ladies and gentlemen, you know, all right, I'm my bass player. This ought to be good. God almighty. I was a deer in the headlight, and I couldn't move. I was going, no. Nope. He just made a deal out of it, and I had to do it. I had no choice. And I didn't know what to do. I was going, how am I going to follow all this God music with Kathy coming up on it? And Donnie Sunder looked over, he said, do the Hurricane song. Boy, I mean, it was just perfect. Couldn't believe the wisdom in it. And all the singers came in singing on it. So he thought we just set him up big time. But I mean, they all had been hearing me doing it down in the dressing rooms and the parties and stuff like that. I mean, talk about it. Thank you, Jesus. Bailed me out.
So what did he say after you finished the song?
Oh, he was doing all this dramatic cracking up. He was down on one knee laughing, you know, all that stuff. But after the show, Tut and I roomed together in the dressing rooms. And after the show, there was this knock on the door. And it was Tom Diskin. And he said, I got a message for you from the Colonel. And I looked at Ronnie and I'm just going, I'm a fired son of a bitch for saying kiss my ass goodbye right after Kathy did the God song. He said, Colonel said to tell you that's one of the funniest things he's ever seen at an Elvis Presley concert. It's the only time he ever, because he never spoke to any of us. Wouldn't. I got in the elevator, just me and him before in Vegas. Hey, Colonel, how you doing? Staring straight ahead, chewing that nasty ass cigarette. Wouldn't talk to you. I mean, would not. And I thought it was just me. All of them.
It was everybody.
Everybody. So everybody had to hate him for about a year or so before they just realized that just that's the way he was.
That's the way he was, yeah.
He didn't want any personal attachment to you at all.
Yeah.
Didn't want to be friends with anybody.
Okay, so that was Duke Bardwell telling the tale about how he sung a song on stage in Lake Tahoe, I think it was. Dylan, was it?
Yeah, Tahoe, October 14th, I think the date for
1974?
74, yeah.
And you can see that Elvis had the sundial suit on because, as we know, it actually originated from 1974, the sundial suit. A lot of people actually connect it with 77, but it was first worn in 1974. So
in that engagement, actually.
Oh, right.
It was worn in that engagement.
Oh, very, very good. Okay. So, yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed hearing that. There was a rumor, actually, that Elvis didn't really take to Duke. I'm not sure how true that is.
I take it as he didn't take to his bass playing.
Right. Yeah.
Because there's another story from Duke that says that Elvis treated him really good when he was in the band.
Yeah. Yeah.
He just said that he wasn't really a fan of his bass playing.
And they removed all of Duke's bass playing on the Today album, apart from the Trouble track, didn't they?
Yep, and then I think was it Putnam that did the?
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Yeah, but
the overdubs.
Now I've been trying to get hold of Duke. He does actually have a Facebook page, but he doesn't visit it very often. But I'd love to get Duke onto the show and have a word with him about his. He was only with Elvis, 74 and stroke 75, is that correct? And then
74, and then April 75 when Jerry came back.
And then Jerry came back. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So very good. Okay. Is that us finished for the week?
It is, but you didn't ask me to tease the tail.
Oh yes, yeah. You'll have to do. Well, you'll have to do a Baz Luhrmann, and you'll have to tease us.
Yeah. No, I tell you what I'll do then. I'll tease you, and then I'll tell you in 2 years' time. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, exactly.
In Baz style. No. So, a few weeks ago, during the Rick Saucedo tale, we were talking about the Royal Dark Blue fireworks and about how it changes colour.
Yeah.
Sometimes under the lights. So I thought, let's get some other suits that changes colours. So I've got about 3 or 4 photos of suits from the same night often, but they just change colour.
Okay, so they even though they were a particular colour, they did look different in different photographs because of what spotlights he was standing under.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Great. Okay.
Gonna be.
Yeah. Talk to you next week.
All right. Thank you.
Alrighty. Bye. Bye.
Join us again next week for another Dylan's Elvis tale.
Okay, and now we go on to Vincenzo. Hi, Vincenzo.
Hi, Steve.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
So what do you think of what's happened during the week?
I think, no, I voted for number 2. Not yet. He's not ready yet.
You don't think it's ready? Yeah, and
Yeah.
So you think that there's no point in him showing us too much and telling us too much because there's nothing happening any time soon?
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty, no problem. Are you looking forward to it though? Yeah. Oh yeah. You want to tell us a quick tale? Okay.
It happened on May 5th, 1976.
May 5th, 1976. Okay, what was this?
Oh.
Okay.
Canadian impersonator Douglas Roy was in the audience.
Uh-huh.
So Elvis let him come on stage, and he sang Hound Dog.
Did he?
That was the only time Elvis shared the stage with an Elvis impersonator.
Was he dressed like Elvis? Was he in a jumpsuit, or was he just in ordinary street clothes?
No, I think he was dressed like I think he was just in a street clothes, I think.
And are there any pictures?
I don't know if there's any pictures.
Okay, that's a job for Dylan. Dylan, if you're listening, see if you can help us out on that. Okay, Vincenzo, all the best.
Nice talking to you, Steve.
Cheers, bye-bye. So there you are, yeah. So if we can find pictures of that, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Very interesting. What was I going to say? What have we got next here? We have got, we've got Juliana. Hello, Juliana.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. How's things?
It's a lot less rainy this week. I see more sunshine, so I'll take it.
Yeah, but we've had a lot of sunshine, but my allergies have been killing me this week.
I know, I heard. I usually have allergies, but I haven't had anything this week, so fingers crossed I don't get anything, because when I get allergies, I get them pretty darn bad.
Yeah, it's strange how some weeks you can be completely clear, and then other weeks it's just terrible. I think it's obvious. It's obvious the different types of pollen that you're sensitive to. So.
Yeah, I think so for sure. Well, I mean, it's just one more thing to be crazy about on top of how Baz is stringing us along this week. So,
yeah. I know. He's been driving us crazy, hasn't he?
He has, but you know what, Steve? I know we kind of had a real deep conversation about it when he first kind of teased us all earlier in the week, and how everyone was kind of like, oh, I'm so sick of this. But I'm just sitting here like, at least we're getting it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because I'm a younger fan or what, but every time he released something this week, I was literally, I mean, oh my God, I was so excited. I was texting all my friends and announcing it on my server and all my group chats and everything. It's just, in my opinion, it's like, at least we're getting something, and that's why I voted for, no, I don't think he should be doing more to promote this film, because I think he knows what he's doing, for one, because clearly he promoted the Elvis movie well enough. And two, I mean, if he's not releasing it until later in the year, then he has no reason to be promoting the hell out of it right now.
Exactly. I mean, just reading between the lines there, as the journey of creating this film continues, it does sound like, it's not ready. It's not nowhere near ready.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm okay with what we've been getting so far, And yeah, I know that the footage that he shared a couple of days ago, we've seen that before. But as far as I was concerned, the first thing that jumped out to my eye when he posted that little snippet was the quality. Because all the footage that we have right now, yeah, we have it, we see it, but that's from close to 50 years ago. The quality is going to go downhill over time. But Baz and his team have like absolutely pushed the quality out of this world. And that's the first thing that I noticed was whether I still think we're going to get unseen footage, which will be fantastic. But as far as I'm concerned, if we can get high quality, like HD stuff on the big screen, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, well, I mean, they are working from first generation, aren't they? That's what's in those salt mines, first generation, the actual negatives. 68 boxes. Yeah, I mean, Can you
imagine all the wild stuff and just random? I mean, we all knew Elvis had humor, but 68 boxes, there's got to be some good clips in there.
How is he going to know what to leave out?
Right. I don't know who I was talking to earlier today, but somebody was talking about that, and they were saying, I wonder how he had to choose between, this clip and this clip. And I was like, as far as I'm concerned, he could dump all the 68 clips into a 4-hour documentary and I'll watch it all.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how long 68 boxes will run for, but just show me them all, Baz. Just show me them all.
I'll take my time. It's fine.
Yeah. I've still got plenty of time.
But I don't, it's funny because with my span and everything, and with my presence on social media in the Elvis world, I definitely saw both sides of this reaction. I saw the positive side, and people were going nuts on Instagram about it. Then I also saw the real negative side, and people were just like, Baz needs to hurry up. Baz needs to release more stuff or give us this, give us that. And I'm like, you can't make him do anything. And as far as I'm concerned, at least we're getting something. At least he found the stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just a case of you can't make Baz do anything. Of course you can't, but it's also, I believe, a misunderstanding of the technicalities of what they've got to do, right?
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
I mean, you don't just flick a switch, you don't just click a mouse and it's done.
Right.
Even in today's digital age, and computerized age, it's still very time consuming to go through 68 boxes. Okay. Yep. First of all, review it to see what they've got, then to decide what they're going to keep and what unfortunately they're going to drop. Okay. Yeah. That must be a very, very difficult thing to do. I mean, how do you decide?
Especially knowing there's people out there that would willingly watch all 68 boxes.
Yeah, exactly.
All of that going, we can't use this.
Then after,
even if it's just Elvis sitting there eating something, like, oh, sure, I'll watch that. Why not?
Yeah, well, there. You've probably heard me talk about this before. There is a clip on YouTube where they take a break during the Culver City sessions, and Elvis is just eating his lunch.
He's just sitting there. Oh my!
I find that fascinating. The way he opens the bag of chips. That's just fascinating to me.
It's just the small stuff, and I say it all the time, but it's stuff like that reminds you. He was just a man. He was just a boy from Tupelo.
Yeah.
He just got lucky,
Yeah.
So.
But he was a special man. We know that he was a special 100%. Man too.
Oh yeah.
But so it's not something you can hurry up. It's not something you just click a mouse I mean, 68 boxes is going to take an awful lot of time to go through. So,
I know.
yeah, I think he might just try and complete it by the end of this year. I think maybe their target is the end of this year. I do.
I think so too. I mean, there's there's the impatient part of me that's hoping that he gets it done for summer because I'm going to be going to Vegas in July and being around the international and everything. And I told the group of people that I'm going with, I said, all I need you to know is that if Baz somehow miraculously completed this footage by the time I got to Vegas in July and I got to watch this concert film in Vegas in July, on July 31st, with all my Elvis friends, can you imagine how awesome that would be? I was like, I don't think it's going to happen because I'm sure it's probably going to be towards the end of the year, but, you know, it's nice to think about.
Well, you can be our official reviewer if that happens. You can come on and tell us all about it. And you'll do a great job. I know you will.
I'm gonna be documenting and picturing and videoing and all sorts of things when I go. This is just gonna be insane.
Now, young lady, you're helping me this coming Saturday, which I think is June the 7th, with the next movie Elvis watch along, aren't you? And we're going to be doing Loving You because it's number two. It's number 2 in the list. We're going to do them in order. And Loving You is so there'll be more about that later, folks. I'll give you more details about that. Right, young lady, thanks very, very much for coming on.
Anytime.
Always a pleasure.
See you later.
Okay, bye. So that was Juliana. And now we have Mark Green. Hi, Mark. How are you?
Hi, Steve. I'm all right, mate. How are you?
Oh, I can hear the excitement in your voice.
Yeah. It was nice to see the clip. Yeah, a few days ago. It's a teaser again. But I agree with everybody else. Yeah, you can't rush this thing. And
no.
Baz knows what he's going to do. He's great at promoting. I'm sure when it's all done, or more or less come to the end of its point of being done, we'll get more. I still think we're going to get a bit more of a teaser in August. I think because it's Elvis's 90th birthday year, I think if we're going to get any more of a little bit of a promo from the film, it may be shown a little bit at a special event at Graceland. He could even be there.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking the first major trailer could be shown, as you say, Elvis Week in August in the theatre at Graceland, because they have a theatre, don't they?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I've been there. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, and I think that will be the first point of call, and I expect it then. Release date could be October, November. I'm sure he'll try and get it out for Christmas because it will be a Christmas present for everybody as well, won't it?
It will. So what will happen is at the end of the trailer, we'll tell you when it's coming. That's the last thing you'll see on the screen. Coming, and then it'll give you the date, and that'll be it.
Yeah, because they have these special events always at Elvis Week, and what's not saying that he won't be there, Baz. You know, he's been to Graceland quite a few times promoting this as it is. And, if he could go there and just say, look, we've got a half an hour trailer teaser for you from the upcoming film, you know, and the people who are there get to see that little bit of a film clip, you know. So, yeah, you know, and then how long this will be, let's hope it's 3 hours long. It'd be nice if it was 4 hours long, but, you know, and they just get to see half an hour of it, you know, and then you've got all the rest to do, because the more clips you see, the more you get excited, but you're kind of thinking, well, I don't want to see too much, because I just want to see when it's all released.
Yeah. Now, I don't think it'll be a half-hour thing that they'll show at Elvis Week. I think it'll probably be like a 2 or 3 minute, like he showed with the Elvis movie. It was like a was it a 60-second trailer or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, you might get down a bit longer. I've just saying half an hour is at the most. You know, I mean, it'd be great if it was half an hour. Probably no, of course it won't be. But yeah, you'll get some kind of trailer. I don't know. Yeah, you know, it'll be and discussions about it, and they're probably talking about it, and you know, so we might get a little bit more kind of information out of that. But no, the clip was good. You could see the quality of the clip.
Oh, the quality was brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, it's all about that. I have got every single bit of Elvis. That's the way it is. I've got probably 25 hours of all the bootleg stuff, and onto and some of the stuff is still quite good, but it's not going to be the best. And you're just going to get the sound, the colour, You know, it's just going to be if it's done in 4K or something like that, it'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, as I said to Juliana, he's working from first generation negatives, so the quality is going to be top class, and then they'll even be able to improve on that. I would imagine by now they'll upscale it, because you see that's one of the problems when you work from old stuff and you try and upscale it. You're just upscaling poor quality. But he is going to be upscaling from first generation. So I would imagine when you see it on the big screen, it's going to be wow.
I imagine that stuff as well. Doing that is quite expensive to do as well. You know, to restore all this.
Yeah, you know? No, I'd say Baz is investing quite a bit of his own money in this. You know,
that's what I mean. Yeah, you know, because people go, "Oh, he should be doing this, should be doing that." Yeah. You know, not really. He's doing it his way. Everybody was happy with the Elvis film. They all thought, "Oh, how great it was," and everything else. And he produced that well and got Elvis back in the scene, as they say. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure he'll do the same with this. And and the stuff that we'll see will be amazed by, and I would rather wait another few months and have the job done right than to be rushed and just thrown together. Thrown together. No, Elvis deserves more than that. Oh, of course, yeah. Because when we had lost performances, it was great at the time in the 90s, but that just come out of nowhere. There was no promotion about that. It just suddenly came out, didn't it? And we saw like some great clips, and it wasn't bad quality at the time. It was good.
Yeah. But,
yeah, imagine what this is going to be to that, So,
well, I mean, 4K wasn't available then. HD wasn't even available then, was it? No, it was just upscaled a little bit. Great. Yeah. Okay,
but
so
I just hope we get, like you, we get some kind of on tour stuff. But I think we will. You know what I mean? I'm sure we'll get a clip of on tour, and we'll all go, God Almighty.
yeah. Well, I mean, the shot of him in front of the projection screen is definitely. I think it's Hampton Roads. Hampton Roads. So yeah.
I'm sure we will. Yeah.
I wonder, has he found sound to go with the 57 Hawaii clip? You'd wonder, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, I thought about that. There's a good chance because I'm sure there's an audience recording of it, and they can sync it and probably bring it out more. How much we'll get of that, I don't know, because again, it's probably pieced together like the sold outs. I've got all the sold outs, all the concerts. There's some great stuff on that. It doesn't last that long, and you don't usually get the whole of the song because people had to change the film. Back then. You've got some great footage of Elvis close up, and you think, God, I just wish you could get the whole song through and everything. You see all the suits and everything, but 57, I'd love to see that. I'd love to just have one song complete. You see him do a great rock and roll song or something,
And what about the poster that shows a 1969 Elvis? Is that just because it's a fantastic photograph and it works? Or do you think, it almost goes... I can hardly sort of bring myself to say this. Has Baz found some 1969 footage?
Yeah, well, it's because when you see the 69 stuff, it could be just beyond the stroke of 1970 as well, because he didn't look too much different at the beginning of 1970 than he did like 69. But you can tell it is a 69 picture. Footage, well, over the years, there's supposed to be somebody who has fantastic 8mm footage of this show close up, but in private hands, isn't there? We've seen the bits on the net. It's far away. It's not close up. It'd be great to see a little bit of that, but I don't think so personally. But if there was some there, and he has found that there, great.
Well, I remember one of the first things he posted on Instagram was when he was at Graceland, and he says, "You won't believe what we've found as far as concert footage is concerned." And I'm just wondering now, with that 1969 shot shown on the poster, can it really be? Am I overthinking this? Am I expecting too much, or has he really found some 69 footage?
Yeah. Well,
wow.
You just don't know, and he's not one to tell you, is he? He's going to tease you and tease you.
Good on you, Baz. Good on. Come on the show and tell us.
That's it. Yeah, that's all we want, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it'd be great to see it, wouldn't it? It'd be great to see just a song of it, but fingers crossed, you don't know. We might get some fantastic stills. The talking bit about Elvis, I'm sure that'll be the psych of it all. You'll have all the Elvis on tour stuff.
Yeah.
Elvis talking, and I reckon it'll go straight to a song. It'll go straight to a song, and he'll be talking about a certain song that he may have sang. And they might have footage of that song, and they sink it in straight away. And then Elvis talks about something else in his career, sinks to a song again.
Yeah.
So it's the way he's going to do it. I think will be good. So. And so talking over it.
It is all good. I mean, we're all excited about it. I don't know how much longer we can just take this excitement before we are all gibbering wrecks. But oh, great! All right, Mark. Yeah, we will. Yeah. All right, matey. Talk to you again. Bye.
Take care.
Bye. That was Mark. Always great call from Mark, of course. And yes, here we are. We haven't spoke to Duncan for a while. Hi, Duncan. How are you?
Hi, Steve. How are you?
Good to hear from you again. How are you?
I'm well. Nice to speak to you.
Yes, nice to speak to you as well. So, obviously, it's Baz Luhrmann we're talking about, isn't it?
Absolutely. Such an exciting time. Some of us are old enough, Steve, to have waited 50 odd years for some of the footage. And I think Baz proved with what he did with the 2022 movie where his heart is at in terms of Elvis. So I'm confident that what he'll produce will see Elvis right.
Yeah.
It won't, and I think it's amazing that the audio footage of Elvis talking about his career, there's a 30-40 minutes worth that was recorded for Elvis on tour.
That's right.
I like the fact that that's going to be used for Elvis to essentially talk us through aspects of his career. And Baz will do that in a stylish way, in an engaging way.
I'm wondering whether they found some more audio as well as the Elvis on tour interview. They could have found some more stuff as well, couldn't they?
Yeah, there could be. And I mean, if you think about the time that's passed, there could be stuff that was recorded and the people that knew it was recorded are no longer here.
Oh, yeah, long forgotten.
And it's in this box, in the salt mine. And it's only when somebody on the back of the popularity of the Elvis movie are going through the footage, because there's then a market and a purpose for it financially. Because if you remember, the special edition of That's the Way It Is didn't really do what Ted Turner thought it would do in terms of money back then. So we're on the back foot in that sense. But the Elvis 22 movie brought things to the fore again and made it financially viable to do that, to look through the footage and to create something new and really finally release that footage.
Now,
and I think what Baz will do with it will be something that is stylish, that will capture and build on the momentum of the previous movie.
Yeah, I mean, Baz is very stylish. And just going back, 68 boxes is an awful lot of boxes, isn't it? Okay, I mean, you're talking, obviously, Elvis, That's the Way It Is, and Elvis on Tour, and then there's 1957. But what about that poster that shows a 69 Elvis? Could he have found some 69?
You're almost afraid to hope, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
It's that period that is almost incredulous that nobody within the organisation, be it RCA at the time or Parker, thought that this return to live performances after such a gap with the greatest entertainer in the world was not worthy of actually documenting in some way.
Yeah.
So I hope there's something there. Even if it's just some snippets, it's better than nothing. Do you know what I mean? What I would love to see this movie that Baz does, which presumably covers a diversity of concerts from That's the Way It Is, from On Tour, etc., unseen footage. I would love to see it followed up by a full concert. And there are concerts that are pretty much full. That have been filmed and haven't been seen. Could you imagine that being followed up by being able to go to the cinema or a pay-per-view to pay to watch an unseen Elvis concert?
Well,
imagine what that would be like?
right at the very, very beginning, Baz did say that it was going to be big screen and small screen. So we are going to get, I think we're going to get more than just a 90-minute movie, that's for sure.
I think so, because again, this is going to be a catalyst that again is going to drive forward. When you see the young fans that have come on board, having been brought into the Elvis world by the Baz movie, again, you're building traction on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you've got footage that's not been seen by anybody going to appear in this movie. You need to keep that momentum going. And I think, given the success of the 22 movie, I think this time EPE record company will all be ready to capitalize on it. I think, to an extent, the success of the 22 movie caught a lot of people by surprise. I think it was bigger than they thought it might be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel that there was a soundtrack album, but I don't feel things were geared up to capitalize fully with Elvis albums, etc., in the way they could have done. Does that make any sense?
It does, yeah, because there wasn't that much released after the movie, apart from, as you say, the soundtrack. Yeah. Caught them by surprise.
This time, given that success, it could really be capitalized on, could really push Elvis's name out there into the mainstream more than it has been. And there's a possibility. There's so many, we keep talking about underrated Elvis recordings that the general public have no knowledge of. And so many of them are so fresh that there's such a potential for albums to be released on the back of the momentum. And if people hear these tracks for the first time, and you've often said, and I've said myself, the one thing you miss being a long-term fan is the excitement of hearing something new.
Yeah.
Hearing something for the first time.
Yeah.
And there's a whole lot of tracks there that are quality, underrated tracks that deserve a wider audience. And again, the traction from something like this could lead to that.
I'm hoping that they'll probably be better prepared this time and release a whole load of stuff on the back of this. Another thing that's just struck me as well is we're forgetting as well that when Tom Parker, lost his case against the Elvis Presley estate, he was made to hand a whole load of stuff over that he'd acquired during the 20 odd years that he was managing Elvis. And I'm just wondering whether a lot of that ended up in these Warner Brothers salt mines. And this is some of the stuff that Baz is saying, you won't believe what we found. And some of this could be 69 stuff. Could be 69.
Let's be quite honest. Parker wouldn't be held back from filming or recording things just because he wasn't allowed to release them.
Yeah.
As we know by the whole having fun with Elvis on stage stuff.
That's right, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was recording them and all he could release was the spoken word, not the music. But he might have recorded his boy in various things that was never handed over until then. And it's maybe been handed over en masse and put away and nobody looked through it.
Did he ask
It's a very exciting time.
Yeah, did he ask the sound engineers to do the soundboard recordings in the 70s, I wonder? He probably did, didn't he?
Probably, yeah, because I mean, there's so many of them, and again, it's so valuable to us as fans to look back, to be able to listen because of the sheer volume of soundboards that are out there.
Yeah. As you say,
it's a very exciting time.
As you say, an exciting time ahead. It can't come fast enough, but at the same time, I do want it to be done. I do want it to be done right as well.
It needs to be done right.
Yeah.
It needs to be done right, and I think Baz will make sure it's done right.
Oh, he will.
As you rightly say, it's coming from first generation film copies.
Yeah.
Which can be scanned at 4K.
Yeah, exactly.
And it gives you a quality that we have not seen up until now, and even stuff that needs cleaned up. AI tools within video editing have moved ahead massively even in the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
What is possible to be cleaned up that couldn't be cleaned up before. Mm-hmm. Even if you look at some of the 8mm footage of a concert in Memphis, 8mm footage of Madison Square Garden, there's some decent footage there when put soundboard.
Yeah.
You just got to look at what MRS have been able to do with giving a stereo effect to soundboard recordings.
Yeah.
The technology has moved on massively in the 50-year period.
It certainly has.
And it just makes the potential of what can be done it means it's of a quality that can be put in the cinema, that can be broadcast in 4K and streamed in 4K. It just opens up a whole lot of possibilities.
Yeah, I went through a stage years and years ago, almost sort of resigning myself to the fact that we would never see this stuff. And now I realise we are going to see it. It's just beyond belief, really, for me. I can hardly wait.
And as fans, we need to, and we will anyway, but we need to promote it and support it.
Yes.
Because the better this does, the greater chance there is of more footage being released.
Yeah.
Because it proves there's a market for it.
Yeah, it could be a great
We
spring.
need to tell everybody to go and see it and promote it as Elvis fans, as an Elvis community. I know we will.
It could be a great springboard for him, couldn't it?
Huge. Because you want Elvis to be appreciated for the artist that he was.
Oh, yes. Without doubt. Without doubt.
Because there are so many artists that, without the ability of Elvis, that get held up there as being something Elvis wasn't. For example, if you take Elvis's from Elvis Presley Boulevard album, an amazing album. You take Sinatra's Wee Small Hours. Both albums were looking at lost love, etc. And the Elvis one, if you look back at the time it was released, the way it was criticised heavily, whereas Sinatra's one was held up. And that album by Elvis is one of the greatest recordings of authentic, real emotion ever laid down on record.
Yeah,
and it's about pushing and making people see Elvis for who he was and who he is.
Yeah,
and appreciating that, because there was too many people in his lifetime that made a fast buck off him.
Oh, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Without concern for him.
We could do a whole new show on that. Definitely.
Absolutely. And it's up to us as Elvis fans to defend him and to push him and promote him so that he gets the recognition he deserves.
Yeah.
And this is one way of doing that, I think.
Yeah.
So it's really exciting.
Yeah, very well said. Great call as well. And lovely to speak to you again, Duncan, as well.
Lovely to speak to you, Steve.
All righty.
Take care.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Bye. Now, I am really looking forward to this as well, because this is Susan. Hi, Susan.
Hi, Steve. I'll just keep you a minute.
Oh, no. Work away. I know you're one of the people that's a little bit peeved at the way that Baz is going around things. Is that right?
Well, no, I want to clarify, since you quoted me. I'm not saying that he should rush the film or get it going so it gets on the air. I just think that it's okay to have the average lay person knowing it's coming out.
Yes.
I think the more interest that it garners, and it revives interest in his first movie, that I think it's nothing wrong with people talking about it or looking things up, or even coming on shows like yours to learn more about it. And we're a sure thing. I mean, he knows that.
Yeah.
Fans are a sure thing, but I don't think there's anything wrong with getting people talking about it. I think that's what energizes the whole process and will make it more exciting in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, as Duncan was saying just before you came on as well, you know, us as Elvis fans have got to get behind it, but we're not gonna take much persuading to get behind this project. But I mean, you know, we're, as you say, we're nailed on certainty for this, aren't we? But it would be nice as well to see other sort of people outside of the Elvis fan base, you know, hearing about it and talking about it as well.
Well, and there's nothing wrong with the media, you know, the entertainment media knowing about it and talking about it and getting the excitement going. I think, I mean, I was in radio PR for 7 years, and it's important.
Oh, right.
PR is really, you know, the prime element to getting the information out there. And I just think with Elvis Week coming up, it will make more people interested in Elvis Week, perhaps. I just think that's kind of the route I was going and suggesting that needs to be there to the general public.
Do you think maybe that Baz isn't pushing it as much as maybe we'd like him to, because it's too far away yet? Because it does sound like the project isn't finished yet.
It could be, but sometimes you hear about coming next year movies. You know, you hear about that all the time.
Yeah, good point.
So, I'm just saying there's nothing, you know, negative about promoting Elvis in any capacity, whether it's now or 10 months from now. I just think it needs to, I have friends that I that know I'm an Elvis fan and have absolutely no idea, that this is coming out or that there was unseen footage or anything. So I think it just starts people talking and getting, people interested and knowing the history, and the people that, normally wouldn't take any interest in it are going to perk them up a little bit. And again, Elvis Week is coming up, and maybe they would take a more of a shine to remembering Elvis during that week. I just think there's nothing wrong with making it more widespread known.
Yes. Now, what do you think of the poster? That poster is something else, isn't it? The one that shows the half face, the 69 face.
Yeah, I think it's real clever. I think the whole the name of it is very clever and will catch on very well. You could have an epic too. I mean, you could just keep going with it.
Yes, you could, couldn't you? Yeah. Do you think the fact that he's shown the 1969 photo is anything for us to read into?
I don't know for sure. I think it was just a photo that it works really well with the picture. I think it's mysterious in that way. A lot of people wouldn't know it's from the concert, But,
yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah. And the 57 footage as well sounds very, very interesting as well.
And again, that's history that many people aren't aware of. So it's important to get that out there. It's going to be a historical, venue for people to learn a lot more about Elvis, even more so than the movie.
It does sound interesting the way Baz says that, Elvis is going to tell you all about his life and career, and through song and through audio. It really does sound like, it almost sounds like the next step from This Is Elvis. You remember how This Is Elvis was a really, really good sort of biopic, wasn't it? It was one of the, to me, it's still one of the best, Elvis movies, biopics out there, even though it was done in 1981. You can imagine now that the treatment, the Baz treatment, that he's going to do with Epic.
Yeah, and I just think the whole concept is well done, and it would be good to just get it out there to the public as soon as he feels ready. But I think the more that people know about it, and if it's going to be in Elvis's own words, I think that's about time people can actually hear what Elvis has to say. And I just hope, like somebody said in the chat, it's not going to be a bunch of talking heads.
Oh no, I don't think it's going to be that. I just hope it isn't, because those drive me up the wall. You get like a millisecond of Elvis singing and then everybody else talking over Elvis, and I don't like that at all.
Me either.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But that's not really Baz's style, is it?
No, I don't think so. He does have a style of going pretty quickly and things pass really fast.
Yeah.
I hope that we're going to have time to see the concert footage for its full intent, and not just have snippets of it. So I'm hoping it's some cohesiveness to it.
And 68 boxes sounds an awful lot of footage, doesn't it?
It sure does. So
some of that could have come from Tom Parker when he had to hand over all the stuff when he lost his court case.
True, and like I said, this could be going on for Epic too. I mean, it doesn't mean it all has to be in this one, film coming up.
Exactly, I never thought of that, and that's made me even happier now to think that they could split it up into sections. And he did say at the start it was going to be on the big screen and the small screen, so there's probably going to be streaming as well.
Oh, so, yeah, that's the only way to go nowadays. Sure,
yes.
Money making.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he's right. I know Baz has probably sort of invested quite a bit of money in this himself, so he will need to get something back on his investment.
That's right.
Okay,
but it's good to hear. Thank you.
Yeah, and thanks for calling in, because I know I quoted you, and I was interested to hear your side of it as well, and that's great to hear from you. Thanks, Susan.
Thank you. Take care.
All the best. Bye-bye. Right, so there you have it. Great callers. That's probably it for tonight by the looks of it. So we move on to this day in Elvis history. Yeah, if this is a red letter day or an anniversary or anything like that, June the 1st, down through the years, we have got this. 1955, Elvis performed at the High School Auditorium in Guyman, Oklahoma. And then in 1956, Elvis made a surprise visit to the Overton Park Shell in Memphis. Just close that off. Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins, Roy Orbison and Warren Smith were performing there. Elvis and Carl teased the fans by asking each other for autographs. And there's a photograph of the two of them giving each other their autographs. I like it. 1957, we've got Too Much, hit number 6 in the UK. In the US, it reached number 1 on both the Cashbox and the Billboard sales charts and went to number 3 in the R&B chart. The single peaked at number 2 on the then named Top 100 chart and the main Billboard pop chart. And of course, he was also doing Jailhouse Rock. And 1958, yeah, some great photographs here. At Graceland, on leave from the military service. And look at these fabulous photographs. Everybody wanted to be around Elvis. Everybody wanted to have their photograph taken with Elvis. And of course, Elvis would always spend time with his fans, of course. And he looks fantastic. Oh, lovely colour shot as well. Fantastic colour shot. Ah, dear Gladys. Poor Gladys. She was heartbroken. Okay. So that was on this day in 1958. 1959. Elvis was promoted to specialist 4th class, raising his salary to $122.30 per month. Well, that would change in another year, wouldn't it? Yeah. Okay. 1969, he was working on GI Blues. 1961, the single, number 1 on the UK singles chart with Surrender, his 8th UK number 1. The song was based on the 1911 Italian song Return to Sorrento. And there is a single, and the cover shows what I just said. Return to Sorrento. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. Just something I don't really need when I'm doing a live show, but there you are. Okay, we've got Girls, Girls, Girls in 1962. We've got Frankie and Johnny in 1965. 1967. What have we got? Well, I'll tell you, we've got RCA released the soundtrack of the Elvis's 29th LP, the soundtrack for Double Trouble, which peaked at number 47 on the Billboard Top 200. In 2004, Double Trouble was reissued on the Follow That Dream label in a special edition that contained the original album tracks with a selection of alternate takes. Okay. 1968. Oh, a fantastic cover actually on the Elvis's 31st album, Elvis's Gold Records Volume 4, a compilation of hit singles released between 1961 and 1967. It peaked at number 33 on the Billboard 200, certified gold on March 27th, 1992 by the RIAA. The mono version is rarer than the stereo version, and 1997 reissue Elvis Gold Records Volume 4 on CD format had 6 additional tracks. Now, 1971... Elvis's birthplace in Tupelo, Mississippi was open to the public as a tourist attraction. Tupelo painted a structure and added the porch, swing and wallpaper. The actual house had been demolished, it would turn out later, unfortunately. Okay. 1974. Elvis flew to Los Angeles, then on to Palm Springs for a week, accompanied by Voice. 1975. We've got Elvis performed at the Von Braun Civic Center, Huntsville, Alabama, at 2:30 and 8:30. So here's the 2:30 with the blue and silver Phoenix. Elvis looking extremely handsome, as always. The glasses and the hound dog. Then we've got the 8:30 He was in the White and Black Phoenix on this day in 1975. So that's the photographs from that night. Now, 1976, Elvis performed at the Community Center Arena, Tucson, Arizona. Looks like the bicentennial suit, which would make sense with it being 1976. Look how close people could get to him. Front row. 1977, Elvis summoned an ENT doctor to his suite at the Hilton before the show because he wasn't feeling well. The doctor observed that Elvis was pale and had swollen joints from fluid retention. He indicated Elvis's kidneys had not been working properly and advised Elvis to be admitted to hospital as soon as possible. But the doc's advice was ignored. Great. Okay. So there's Elvis arriving at the hotel in Macon. We've got a very well-known shot of him in the loading bay, jumping down from a parapet. And as you can see, it's not too clean looking. He's holding a glass of water, and he's heading for the limousine to go to the community center arena. Sorry, I beg your pardon. The Coliseum in Macon, Georgia. I beg your pardon. What else have we got? Oh, here he is at the actual concert. Coliseum in Macon, Georgia. So that was this day in Elvis history. Down through the years, June the 1st. Tracy Heenan, right at the dumpster. Oh, the glamour. Yeah. You'd think they could have given him a better way to go out than that, wouldn't you? Or even if they couldn't have found a better way, you think they'd have cleaned it up a little bit. No steps. Yeah, you thought there would have been steps, wouldn't you? Can we have a kiss? Yes, you can. Great shots. Okay, so we now do another one of these.
Hidden Elvis, clue number 3.
And it is Frankie Valli. Frankie Valli. What do you think of that? Does anybody know what the Hidden Elvis is yet? If you do, please don't tell me yet. Don't forget, we still are looking for you to... Where is it? It's there somewhere. Yeah, there it is. To vote on the poll. And it is... Let's have a look. Should Baz be doing more to promote Epic? Yes, only hardened fans know of it. No, not really. Sorry, no, not ready. He knows what to do. And too much teasing, show us more. Okay, so I'll let that run for a little bit longer. And we do a song I wish Elvis had recorded. And it's suggested by Beanie, Doreen. Hi, Doreen. Via our Discord channel. And it's She's a Lady. Okay. We know this one is a song written by Paul Anka and released on his album Paul Anka 70s. The most successful recording was performed by Tom Jones and released at the beginning of 1971. It is Jones's highest charting single in the US and his 5th and final Billboard Top 10 hit. So that's this week's I Wish Elvis Had Recorded. Thanks to Beanie for suggesting it. Now, you can also send in your I Wish Elvis Had Recorded if you're going about your daily business during the week. if you're doing the supermarket run or school run, or you're in the car or anything like that, and you hear a song that's not recorded by Elvis, but you wished he'd recorded it, then send it in to me and I can use it on a future show. I'll put a link to She's a Lady in case you're not familiar with it, and you can imagine Elvis singing it, but I'm pretty sure you are familiar with it. And we've got to do this.
It's time now for Caption the Photo.
And we had a lot of fun with this one this week because it was this one, and it's from Tickle Me. I originally thought actually it was from Stay Away Joe, but it's not. When I look closer at the jacket, I realise that it's Tickle Me. And we've got, what do you mean Lawrence of Arabia has already been cast? I just did my hair and can't do anything with it. I'm auditioning for a new film that's coming up. It's called E.T. by Steven Spielberg. This is for my new film, Charlie, the Sheikh of Memphis. Do you think that my disguise will fool the fans? And I'm glad I wore that turban in Hiram Scarum instead of this. But the winner, as voted for by you, because you gave the most thumbs up for this one, it's True Grit 69, a nice username as well. True Grit 69. I told you that Kentucky rain was pouring down. I like that one. I really do. So well done to True Grit 69. And I'll be doing a new Caption This Photo next week. It'll probably be Tuesday when I put it on the posts tab of this YouTube channel. Now, will I close the poll? Yes, I think I will. And let's have a look. Okay. It is... Should Baz be doing more to promote Epic? Yes. Only hardened fans know about it, 35%. No, it's not ready. He knows what to do, 41%. And finally, too much teasing, show us more, 24%. So that's well and truly ended. And I'll just go by that. I'll just run through it again. No, not ready. He knows what he's doing, 40%. Yes, only hard fans know of it, 35%. And too much teasing, show us more, 23%. So most of us, Baz, think that you're doing the right thing. And we are very, very, very grateful for all your efforts. As Elvis fans, you're doing a wonderful job. And we just want it to be done right. We really do. So 40, 35 and 23%. Thanks to everybody that voted. There'll be another poll next week. And we're doing an underrated Elvis song. And I chose it this week, but you can choose it. If you particularly think that there's a song that Elvis sings and people just don't give it enough recognition, fans don't seem to rate it much, or the media, the radio stations, the streaming, anybody, if you think it's underrated, then send it in. And this is the one that I thought is underrated. It is I'm Coming Home, written by Charlie Rich, and it did play a big, big part in the scene in Baz's Elvis' movie when they're playing on the golf carts and so forth outside Graceland, and Lamar is photographing him with the 8mm camera and all that. It's I'm Coming Home, and it's such a great song. You've got guitar Hank Garland, Scotty Moore, bass Bob Moore, drums Buddy Harman and DJ Fontana, piano Floyd Kramer, saxophone Boots Randolph, vocals Millie Kirkham and the Jordanaires. It was recorded on March 12th, 1961 at good old RCA Studio B. And it's amazing to think that not only did he do I'm Coming Home, but on the same day, March 12th, 13th, Sunday and Monday, he recorded Gently, In Your Arms, Give Me the Right, I Feel So Bad, It's a Sin, I Want You With Me, There's Always Me, Starting Today, Sentimental Me, Judy, and Put the Blame on Me. Every one an absolute masterpiece. And to think he could just fire off all those in a night, unbelievable. let's see. Take 1 was a false start, and they played back the demo. And then take 2 was a false start and complete. Take 3 was complete. Take 4 was complete. Take 5 was a long false start. Take 6 was a false start. And take 7 was used for the master. As I said, the song was used to great effect in Baz Luhrmann's movie Elvis. I just love the way all the musicians get their chance to shine during the recording of a truly underrated Elvis song that appears on the standout 1960s album Something for Everybody. You've got a fantastic guitar on there. You've got a fantastic piano solo, Floyd Kramer. Drums is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, it's just everybody gets a chance to shine, and that is my underrated song for this week. I'm Coming Home, and I will leave a link in case you're not familiar with it. But if you've seen the movie, then you will be familiar with I'm Coming Home. A little reminder before we go any further that we are doing our next watch along right here on Discord. Okay, we did Love Me Tender a couple of weeks ago, so obviously we're doing them in chronological order. So we now have to do Loving You, and don't worry, because nearer the time I will post a invite link. If you're not already on our Discord server, you click on the link and it'll take you to the watch along thread, and you can watch along and listen along with other fans. You can share comments during the screening, and that is going to be Saturday, June the 7th, and there's all the times there in front of you. Don't worry, I will keep reminding you about this between now and the 7th, and we had a great time with Love Me Tender, and I feel that we're going to have a great time with Loving You as well, in colour as well, because Love Me Tender, I did have the option to show Love Me Tender in colour, but I decided to show it as it was screened in 1956 in black and white. But Loving You is in colour. Okay, so I'll remind you about that nearer the time. And if you could be so kind, next to Elvis's head there, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, and click the bell and click all notifications. And obviously you'll need your notifications turned on the YouTube app as well. And also, if as I always say every week as well, you can send in your ideas to me as well, like underrated Elvis song and I wish Elvis recorded and all those things. You can email them in to me, and the email address is actually shown just below me there. Okay. And we've got to round off this.
Hidden Elvis, fourth and final clue.
Yeah, now if I give you this, which is, and this will give it away definitely, we've got 1946, 105,000, Frankie Valli, and Graceland West. Now, can you tell me what the hidden Elvis is by typing it into the live comments? Helen Murray says, I cannot wait to watch Loving You, Steve. Cannot wait until Saturday, 7th of June. Good. Join us. It's great fun. Ruth Daniel, Paul Gansky, 845 West Chino Canyon Road, Palm Springs. Ruth says that. Paul says that. Helen says that. Yes, well done. Vicky, yeah. Pat, yes. Okay, it was built in 1946. Elvis paid $105,000. Frankie Valli was one of the owners as well after Elvis, and it was known as Graceland West. So yes, 845 Chino Canyon, Palm Springs, Elvis Presley's home. And there is a photograph, postcard photograph of it. So that was a hidden Elvis. There will be another hidden Elvis next week. I'll have to get my brain cells going to think of 4 clues for something else related to Elvis. Kathleen says, I'm terrible at quizzes. For everybody that said Elvis's home, 845 Chino Canyon, well done. Pat yourself on the back. Now, we've got to do this, of course.
Oh, Oh, he's so hot.
And stand by to swoon. And I do want to just give you that again, that reminder, okay? Movie watch along, loving you. You can join us on Discord with other Elvis fans, share comments during the screening and so forth. You can chat and you can type comments as well. And it's Saturday the 7th of June, and there's your timings. And I will be posting that throughout the week, don't worry. And I'll also post a link. You click on the link and it'll take you to the watch along. How's about that? I would absolutely love for you to join us on the watch along. It was such great fun, Love Me Tender. And as we get into some of the other movies, it's going to be even more fun. Can you imagine Spin Out and Speedway and things like that? All of us watching those movies together. It's going to be great. So anyway, sorry, I'm getting off the track here because I'm getting so excited about the watch along.
Oh, he's so hot.
Is this one? Oh my heavens. Look at that hair. Look at that hair. How is it possible for one person to look that good? Yes. I'll help you with that purple green if you want to get in touch with me. I can show you how you just click on the link and join Discord, and you can join us for the watch along. It's very, very easy. Edwidge says beautiful. The Rebel says what a stud. That collar, yes, that's some collar, isn't it? He's stunning thud. Oh my, says Carolyn loves Elvis forever. Gasping, can't catch my breath. Karen says he's so sexy it takes your breath away. Just imagine if his twin lived and looked so good. Yeah, imagine two of them. Yeah. Sally says I'm melting. What a hunk. Too gorgeous for his own good. Oh, I don't know about that. So that's my smoking hot photo for this week. You can, of course, send in your own smoking hot photo if you want. Just email it to me and I'll pick one. That's around the time he met Nixon, Steve. Yeah, it's probably close, isn't it? Wouldn't be. It looks kind of Nixon-ish time. Yeah, lots of hair is good. Yeah. He's got great head of hair there. So it just leaves me now to thank Chris for being a mod. Great job, Chris. Thanks very much. To everybody that voted on the poll and to everybody that joined in. The callers were great as well. And what I will do is I'll leave you with a reminder of when the next live show is. And of course, Elvis has got to tell us.
All right, let's wrap it up and get out of here.
As I say, thanks to everybody that called in tonight. It was great. We're all up to high dough, as they say in Ireland, with excitement for Baz and this unseen footage. And is there 69 footage? Let me know in the comments what you think. But until next week, take it away, Al.